Okay, I'm going to pull the spark plugs out and do a compression check. Four. $89. That's not good. For 3. $120 at the highest, and it's leaking down. $120. $120. Number 2. $70. Number 8. $120. Number 8. $120. Number 7. $115. That was number 6. $120. So now I know why all that blow by was coming out of the valve cover. Number 2 is 70. Number 4 is 89. So there's 2 that are bad. I mean bad. When I went to put the spark plug wires back on, I forgot, because I had turned this cap, I forgot where number 1 was, so I marked it. So again, I don't have a book on this engine at all, but I'm basing off the 289. Again, I can't read the stamping on the block, but it's 15426. I think the 6 is the one that's screwed up. 154263778. We got a new temperature gauge from Amazon, 12 bucks. Same setup if you watched my last video. When I welded up these, because they had exhaust leaks, took them back off, kind of straightened them out. I'm going to start up one more time. I just want to watch the vacuum, see if it's jumping around. That gauges, it can't be working because this opened. It's just open, and that's a 180 thermostat. Water heater hose, it's 116. Radiator is 144. That's about 175. We're at the yeah. So that's off 30 or 40 degrees. That pisses me off. So I printed this vacuum gauge to diagnose your engine. 17 to 21. I had like 18. It wasn't bouncing around. So I don't understand why the compression reading was off so much. I'm gonna let it cool down, and I'm just trying to see if there's one that says bad compression. All the burnt valves, leaky valves, 4 rings. I guess that makes sense. As it rotates, if the compression's bad, the vacuum's going to change every time it hits it. It's going to make it go. But I don't have that. This water is not even moving in the radiator. I found another leak in the radiator. I ran this engine for at least a half hour, maybe 45 minutes. I mean, I don't care what that stupid gauge says. It's not right. It really irritates me. It says 187 now. Right on the thermostat housing, 180. The back of the passenger head, 183. Yeah, I'm disgusted with it. I'm disgusted with gauges that don't work. But I wanted to see if this thermostat with the water would start moving. I never did see it. But the hose is hot. I don't know. One last thing. The radiator's hot, so I guess the thermostat's opening. I mean, how would the water get hot if it wasn't opening? So it spooks me when the gauge is off 40 degrees. Yeah, well, I don't know if this thing works either. When I first took it off, that water said 180. Here's the leak. Okay, I fixed it. I think it was the same hole as a couple of months ago, but anyway, I just JB weld, and then I put I cut a small piece of tape, and I coated the inside, and then I put it on and pushed it against it. So hopefully that's like a double protection or double seal. Yeah, I don't know if you caught it, but the temperature gauge wasn't working, and I've been thinking about it all night. It might be the sensor. This sensor right here did not come with that gauge, so I'm gonna switch sensors. The problem is it's a different thread, so I gotta find an adapter, and then we'll try it again. Okay, every day I learn something new. So this is a sensor that came with the gauge. Can't remember where I got that. But anyway, this came with the gauge. I mean, this doesn't tell you what happens when it heats up, but the first one, just watch that. Just cold. Just 2.7. This is 354. So that's a huge difference. 354. I mean, that's 354. That's 352 ohms different. So anyway, I found, again, when I looked through my air fittings, I found all these, and if I put this and this and this together, I can make it work. Yeah, the temperature gauge works now. Okay, so cold adjustment on this carburetor. Right there. So until the choke won't go all away, you can't adjust this. Now it's not even hitting yet. Until the choke is open all the way. Okay, I got a 180 thermostat. That's about 180 right there. I'm gonna turn it off and hook up the timing light. And by the way, I fixed that leak. These, as I was saying in another video, these pieces in between are the cooling fins, but that's where the leak was in that. So I just got those things out of the way because I couldn't see. So I bought this timing light at Harbor Freight. It does RPM, voltage, but so this is the inductive that goes around number one spark plug wire. That goes to negative on the battery, positive on the battery, and that RPM for your tach. So if you have a coil, you can just clip this onto the coil. Anyway, as I said in an earlier video, I put in an HEI distributor. And so this lead is hot and the green is tach. So if I want that to work, I got to tie into here because there's no connection. But I could just splice a wire out of here. Yeah, sidetracked again. So I don't know if you've been watching me. I I've been cleaning up the shop as I find parts. I just found this, and here's an old wheel key, or you know what I'm talking about, unlock the, or to get the lug nuts off. Here's a spark plug gauge with whatever you call those. What's this? Yeah, just to go on to this about a little bit further. Look at this. That's cool. And for anybody interested, I'm going to show you how I hooked up this tachometer. I mean, this timing light. Yeah, and I just hooked into the tach. I just spliced into my Waco, and there it is. So it's really coming off the green. Say at 980. Jumping around. 980. Turns off the strobe on by pushing this button. I don't know if you can hear me, but I put on the dual mode. It's showing 8 cylinders, and the dual is 10. So again, I don't have a manual for a 302, but going from this book, for a 289, it's 10 degrees before top dead center, 10 degrees for a 352, and a 390 is 6. This is about fuel. Ignition timing requirements may vary depending upon locality, fuel, and operating conditions. For best economy and performance, the timing may be advanced to a point just short of audible detonation under load, but not to exceed 15. So that means I can go between 10 and 15. Do not retard the initial advance beyond 2. As low as 2 and up to as high as 15, but that's it. On the 302, standing in front of the engine, the crankshaft is I just drew some weird pictures. The crankshaft is turning clockwise. The distributor rotor, if you take the cap off, the rotor is spinning counterclockwise. We want it to fire 10 degrees before top dead center, so this is spinning this way. To advance the timing, we turn the distributor clockwise, even though the rotor is going counterclockwise. The vacuum advance, you rev it up, the vacuum drops to like 0, so you really need to advance. In other words, the faster it goes, the faster you need to fire. So that's why it's at top dead center at idle. And again, the dwell is the amount of time the points are closed. In the 289 is 26 to 29 if you had points, which this car did come with points. Again, my videos are just about entertainment. But if you look in there, there's my oil pressure gauge. So I had to put in like a 4-inch extension to get out past, because this is so wide. This thing is so wide. And it just barely clears the air filter. So if I go over to the 289, again, I didn't know this when I started, but this is just an on-off switch. It's the dummy lights on or it's off. So that would not work with my gauges. But it made me start thinking, is there more threads on the block that I could have put this on the other side? And I think you can put your oil gauge right here. Again, we're on the, we're on the passenger side. I might try that too, just for fun. So if we go to this one, there it is, right there.